You probably heard about AI agent, but today we look on one special. It's more look like almost Superman between all of those AI agents, and its name is Mánus. It's autonomous artificial intelligence agent, and it was developed by Chinese startup company Mónica. It's designed to independently execute very complex tasks without continuous human guidance. In some cases, I will say it's like set and forget. Well, to some extent, I will show you where it's having some glitches in this case. Also, I spent over a week to play with this model. I know first time when it appears, it's pop up on some radars of the people, but I want to try for myself to do multiple different tasks, and because it's some limited how you can do, how many tasks you can perform, so it took a little bit time to me. The key of these key features of this AI system, it is first, of course, it's autonomous task execution. Well, it's unlike traditional AI systems that provide suggestions. The Mánus can independently perform tasks such as report writing, data analysis, content generations, travel planning, itinerary to some extent. It's also have a multimodal capability. What is meaning by multimodal? It can create at the same time text, images, code. It can execute this in different shells and environments, which will look. That is actually was very impressive to me how it was done this. Well, it's also have very advanced tool integrations, and it's integrating between web browser. It actually was working with some Captcha, simple captchas done by itself. Well, it is definitely will enhance your productivity. It's have a very good benchmark performance. It does have some minuses, like for example system stability currently, because keep in mind this is beta, and by the way, speaking about beta, it's meaning anybody can apply. When I went to the site, and I'll put a link for you down below, guys, for the Mánus, and you can just go to get started, apply for beta, and I was waiting maybe like a few hours for me was when they send the email and says I'm in a beta and I can go test it. When I say in the beta, it is some functionality not yet there, and it's very heavy workload on this. Obviously, they run probably on a little bit under power system for how many users they have, but it does perform some very interesting task. Well, also, how I say, it's a limited beta, so hopefully you will have a chance to go and use it, and it's free because it's beta, which is kind of nice. And another thing, it's concerning about privacy, because it's have it in Chinese servers, and sometimes it may be a little bit questionable what they do with data. Be careful so you don't have any of your exactly personal data or other things data sensitive. You put it on the server, because you never know where it can end up, which is actually related to a lot of different services you're using online. Well, before we jump in examples, let me say the Mánus operate as multi-agent system. So it's not just one agent. Like, for example, if you go with ChatGPT, it's utilized just one ChatGPT. This one actually included Claude 3.5, Sonnet, fine-tuned version of Alibaba open source, the Queen, and that architecture allowed the process in parallel several tasks, and also autonomously plan, execute, and manage the wide array of the task, effectively bringing the gap between the human interactions and the action itself. And in some cases, I will show you what I'm meaning by this, because it is actually can create a plan for its own self, what need to be done. Well, okay, let's go ahead and look on some examples. And when I try to make examples, as I said before, I look on what they suggest, and you can see on use galleries. They have it very nice, but also I come from my point, and as a programmer, for me it was interesting. Will it write program? How well it will write? I would also try to create something with ComfyUI, how easy it can be. Also, we're going to create an itinerary for my travel around, see if it will properly create it, and just do a couple other stuff. Well, let's go ahead from beginning, and we'll look, for example, on something that not necessarily work as well as I hope. We'll start with one task when I create it, and I ask to get good details plan for me to record my YouTube videos as I'm traveled through Utah parks. Well, one thing you'll notice what is happening, it does create a plan. And let me look on this plan. Notice you can see every step as it's performing, and we go on the plan. And right here, it itself, I did not do this. It's create this plan for me. And as it have this trip planning perform, if we're going down, you'll notice it will start updating. So it's meaning it's going to some point, and let me see where they have it right here, and you can see park trip to do. There you go, to do. See, it's have a check mark. So as it's going, it's actually have its own list. And if we look a little bit more careful on the planning, you can notice it try to search for specific in Utah parks. It's going to those websites and try to retrieve specific information, like right here, scroll down on a website. So it's look for modified parks. Also, at one point right there, you can see it's come take control. What's happening right here when it's encounter Captcha from TripAdvisor, it's actually paused and it was asking me to just Captcha on TripAdvisor, which is honestly did not work. When I did successfully do in a Captcha, it's a TripAdvisor block it and says, hey, this is fake, it's a robot, so I want to let you access. So some stuff, some sites won't work with this, but most of this you can see it's work very well. It's gone through every steps, it was detecting everything. With when we come to the almost solution, it's actually failed, and it says performance decline, long content, and it's stop. So what I find out when you create a little bit shorter task, it's perform okay, but at least in the beta version, I think it's a limited resources. So if you perform some very long task, it's not just one, it's several times on me, it's actually timeout. And the problem when this was timing out, it does not necessarily provide me all information what is already collected. So if we look a little bit down below here on this, you can see how many steps it was already completed. It was almost to the end, but it did not create for me PAC in the end. I would like, at least at this point, to have it all information that was already done, so at least I can go and work on that. At least it's something provide not everything gone. But in this case, all the information was kind of lost. So this is kind of minus for this. And when I try to get more, it says, nope, we're done, you need to start new task. So it just abandoned that task itself. And because you have it limited how many you can run tasks, like 1 or 2 a day, no more, it just seems like you just lost your opportunity with this. But it's not always this bad. Some tasks would perform very well. But I will just let you know, it's not just happen once. You can see right here, same things. When I try to create a little bit more complex, it was failing all the time, so it's not necessarily working. But it did perform a little bit better when I used to work with the code, when I asked to create couple things. And I did try to create website without any specification. It did try to create actually HTML page, which is a work okay, but after it's created also with Node.js, which you need deployed, but I did ask about this. Let me show you one interesting things. For example, right here. So I've gone to this and I asked to create a classic Pac-Man game. So it is very simple, just create in JavaScript, HTML, maybe PHP if needed. I ask and create it for me. It's all what I put it. I did not specify a lot of things. So right here you can see it was overloaded. So and it says try now till server was available, and after it start creating. Right here we can look, it's creating file what is need to be done, In this case, it was a little bit longer, but it's performed fine. So it says research game mechanics, so add all the steps. And if we look down, it was performing. It's actually even wrote the test file, which is very interesting to me. And as a result, it did create game in the end. So let me show you. Right here, you can see the game it was created. Let's go restart it. So when we restart, notice it's create also all assets. So it's said before, it's not just create text, it can create images, it can create graphics if needed, everything. So this is game, it's what created straight out without fixing. It will be some problems here, and let me show you what I'm meaning. Notice those ghosts where they're located. So we start this game, get ready. I'm on the bottom, see they're kind of stuck there, and when they're going, they're stuck on the top and there. So not everything working, but at least our guy going around right here. And you know what? The another problem was, let's go eat these things. Look how ghosts they change. They try to run away, but I ate one ghost, and we'll go eat this one guy. Okay, and they're actually stuck as ice. They're supposed to be going back into the home and respawn, but it's not work all the way. However, for the just one prompt in creating, you can see it did actually a very good job on creating like a Pac-Man game. There are things what I try to do next, it's take and tell this, going over and says, hey, can you fix this code? And this is where problem occurred, because when I come back and okay, let me jump to the bottom, and I says, try to put it, it's giving me performance decline. So it does not necessarily was performing. I think it's run out of almost memory how much it can use it, and this game did not take that much, so it's created. Well, another things I want to show you, because I do a lot with ComfyUI, I'm like, well, ComfyUI nodes should be quite a bit simple. And in this case, I asked to create for me a node for ComfyUI. I don't want to create very complex node. Even I ask in my next example, I'll show you as well about the upscale or a phase swap. But this is one I decided to create a simple one where it says create just a simple node where you can have the resolution, says what model using Excel, SDXL, Flux, whatever it is, so it will give you properly proportions. You know, in a ComfyUI, sometimes you have it fields where you input. We need to create like height and width for our latent image. So the Mánus did create a not bad node, and if you're interested to look on the code, I will provide link down below. I put it all the code without any modifications what it was created on a GitHub. So if you're interested, all what you need to do, you can clone this in your custom nodes. To do that, locate where you install ComfyUI. In my case here, going to custom nodes. If you're on Windows, just right here on the top, click. So it's path display. Just type cmd command prompt. It's all open for you. And inside here, you can just copy and paste the path. So the path will be in a code. This one, HTTP GitHub. You can copy this, going here, and just have it git clone and pass the path. And it will take this the node, what I'm going to show you, and copy on your drive. So let me show you what is actually created. Overall, it was very nice Pac done. And it's creating for us. License was created by After, because I put it under MIT license, so you can use, anybody can use it, anybody can distribute whatever you want to do with this. So the create a README file. It's this one what you see. By the way, this is file right here in GitHub with all these nice explanations how to use it, how to install everything. This is what automatically was created by our agent. Next, it's also usage guide created for us, so we can see how to utilize and where is what located. Okay. Next, we also have it our model node and few test nodes, so you can preview how they work. Well, let's look a little bit on the node itself. Right here, you can see we have first node. And usually when create code, I like to look, be sure it's not harmful or do anything. And it's a very simple, straightforward code, so it's not that complex. And also we have our initialization code. Notice right there we have our name And in some areas, our site was saying it's generated by, so it's have its signature who created, but if you don't like it, you can always remove it. But that is our model. So if you don't remember, if you create and you want to know what node it is, and in the Python right here, model aspect ratio. So let's go ahead now to our code and see if we can do. I already installed it. I used Python, and now we just load it, double tap click. And here we're going to have ratio. Oh, we have it. You know what? Memory is not what it used to be. So we'll go click again. Model and aspect ratio. Okay, that is what we needed. Let's go click aspect. Aspect. And right here, model aspect. See, it says ComfyUI. We'll go open. And there we have it. So as specified, we have it SD, LSD, all of these different ones. So we'll have it just SDXL. And just let's go select maybe fundamental. I think this one should work. This is our aspect ratio, and we'll just connect width to width and height to height. This is our empty latent space. And this is, we have our aspect ratio, what we want. Well, I'm going just to run very fast, just preview. So our node, if it's passed properly width and height, and it's 1024 till it's thinking. Let's look inside the code what it does is here, and you can see right there. So it does have it different sizes for us. So right here is this, and we have it sizes set, and also base. Oh, look, it's already done. There you go. This is one aspect ratio, and if we're going to switch to maybe about 16:9 landscape, let's go try to do this. And there you can see it switched to landscape mode, same as a portrait. So it is working. It's not as clean code, maybe it's missing a couple of things. Some it's not there, but if you don't know, or you want to create like groundwork without, create shell over anything, that is actually impressive what it does. So just out of the, straight out of one prompt, it's actually created fully deployable code that we put here, and it's working in our ComfyUI. Well, I also asked to create a workflow like a JSON file, which does not require a lot of calculations or other things. So let's go back to our, and I'm just going to drop. It did create flags. I'll show in a second. Right here, look, it does missing couple nodes. But if we look around, it is scale image. So it did create some nodes and also even create some nodes for us. Let's look what is here. Yep, it's a default, so it's just to default image upscale and create it for us. Some of those nodes, I wish it was creating kind of what is using in a core, but obviously it's cannot find. So we'll go like install missing nodes, see if they will find for us. Yep, those nodes not found, and I have a feeling that maybe those nodes it's not naming properly or was changing. But this is a workflow it was creating when I asked to create for me the workflow. Okay, let's check a couple other things what was done. If you notice on the dates right here, you can see you can perform about one task a day. At the beginning I had only 3. They allowed me to perform 3 at the beginning, but after just about one task a day you can do. And what's happening when you run over, like right here for example, in this Pac-Man is have some problems. So I says, okay, let's fix this problem. And because our Pac-Man game right here was kind of crashing, yes, it's kind of done, I just copy and download it. But sadly I not yet for time of the recording I cannot do it, because you'll get this says you reach maximum of daily usage. So it's meaning when you try to test or create, keep in mind that you maybe have it only one task a day you can perform. I did notice that even one task a day, you can still go and correct that task. For example, when I did with this, you can notice I come back and I says, hey, the ghost not moving or not working, so it's create different revision for you. And this was considered as a one work of the day, which is kind of nice. However, if you do this way, try to kind of more tell what to do, it's finally just come and give up. It says too long, so you have limitations. Overall, I will say it's very nice. On the programming, it did a very good job. As creating video games, you can also try different online services like Roasted by AI. I put a link down below for you, where you can create AI games, and it's actually create very nice games. A little bit unstable sometimes, but it will perform job. Okay, also what I want to show you, it is like, for example, right here, if you try to create kind of play with course, it's what I try here, and it says, hey, tell me about ComfyUI example, everything in detail. So it did perform a very nice task. It's gone over and create everything. However, close to the end again, it's crashing, and it says performance decline to lock content. So I noticed a lot of tokens just run out of space. And generally, this has happened almost any time when I do any type of research, anytime you want to create a little bit bigger content. So definitely this is in beta. Go ahead, try login, see what you can create. It's worked very well for the smaller projects. Right now, it's truly perform all these interesting tasks, because you can see it's actually gone and do all of this, create its own way, how it's what it should to do. You know, it's create their own list of what it's need to do, and it's going by this list and go check, creating, compile all this data. So it's truly almost at this point, I think, compared to other AI agency, this is like Superman of AI agent, and definitely work to check out. And hopefully my video is helping you to kind of see what you can do, some limitations, and more wise spend of this time in beta testing. Let me know what you think. Also, as well, what project you created. And remember, you can go on this GitHub, downloaded this current project with a node, see how it's work, see how it's creating code. And thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time.